And welcome to the Boss Lady Coaching podcast and video cast. And we are so happy to have all of these fantastic ladies in our crew this year. 2022 has, or listen to me, I'm fast forwarding to 2022. 2021 has already rocked us with incredible guests, and we're so happy to welcome LaTonya Gentry to our show, and Megan, of course. Megan, we missed you last week, but we're glad to have you back now. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Hugs from far away.
I know, I miss you. LaTonya, it is so nice to finally get to talk. We've exchanged lots of emails, and hopefully we'll be able to get to meet in person. But I love when the universe seems to connect us in different ways. And there for a while, I was hearing about you everywhere I went. I was hearing about Gentle Touch Consignment Boutique. Every time I looked on Facebook, you're just everywhere. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your business.
Okay, well, as you know, I'm LaTonya Gentry. I am a mom, I'm a grandmother, I'm a veteran, and I'm a government employee, and I'm also an entrepreneur, which it took me a long time to even call myself entrepreneur. I just would say business owner, but it finally downloaded into my vocabulary. I'm an entrepreneur. And I just want to say, first of all, thank you for, interviewing me and allowing me to tell my story. I knew a while back, I knew that I wanted to be a business owner. And that's because I saw other women that were doing it. I knew one lady who owned a hair salon. She owned 3 of them. And I'm like, wow, to me, that was like amazing, a woman, and she owns 3 hair salons in 3 different cities, and I was just like, that is so amazing. But watching her, even though it seemed big to me at that time, it seemed big, something in me still had me to say, I think I can do that. And that had to have been maybe like 10 years ago, at least. It didn't act on it then, just knew that it was something that was in me that I wanted to pursue. I didn't know what business to pursue, so it kind of stood still for a while. And then eventually a business venture came to mind, and I shared it with a good friend who I considered like a business mentor. And we tried to get that thing off the ground. We couldn't even get it on paper. It was like, I don't know. I knew what I wanted the end result to be, but I didn't know how to get it started. And she tried to help me because she was a business owner. She had many different types of businesses. And eventually we both came to the conclusion like that was not it. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. So we need to just go back and figure it out. So one day I was sitting at my desk. This was in 2018. Yes, I was sitting at my desk, October 2018, and I was just kind of, the Lord was showing me, the Lord had brought to my mind like all these lady entrepreneurs, and he basically was just, it was like a slideshow, I guess you could say. And I could see their faces, and I knew their business, and all of them were successful in their business. And it was like he was telling me, I helped her, she leaned on me, she leaned on me, and they are successful, and you can do the same thing. So I was just like, what? I was sitting at my desk in my cubicle, and I was just like, wow, okay. It's like, okay, Lord, I'm gonna do it. But what do I do? And the word consignment came, and I knew consignment because I was once on active duty, and I had got out of the Army and got a government job, and realized, oh, I need clothes to wear to this government job. I can't wear a uniform like I once did. So I took to the local consignment shops that were here in E-Town, and I fell in love. I was like, oh my God, this is great. So most of my wardrobe at that time came from consignment shops, and you could, find like high-end things for, a fraction of the cost. And so back to with me sitting at my desk, I heard consignment, and then immediately I got the name. The name came, Gentle Touch Consignment Boutique. Immediately, I wrote it down. I emailed my mentor and told her, this is what I think I want to do. I already have a name. She emailed me back and she said, that's it. So it was as if the Lord was waiting on me to just say yes. Because once I said, this is what I want to do, literally everything started to fall in place, from getting this location to having people help me put this location together, to just to today, even meeting y'all. It was just like everything just flowed. There were no hiccups. There was hiccups trying to form, but they didn't stop me. And so I want to say this part because I know we're going to talk about her. This location was presented to me by Tanya Seabrooks. She's the person that told me, hey, this location is for rent. The landlord is, easy to go get along with. She gave me her name, gave me the number to call. I called and we clicked, just like that. And the place was mine even before I signed the lease. The landlord was like, it's yours. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to take the ad out of the paper. I'm going to take it off, whatever, the market or whatever. It's yours. Even before I even gave her any money, So I was like, wow, like, this is how it is when you say yes to the Lord's will, even though you think it's your dream, And so I had just people coming from all different places to help me get this place set up. And I just couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I would just sit back and, I would sit back and be like, I'm overwhelmed, but in a good way, like, don't stop, Lord, don't stop the flow. Don't stop the blessings. Don't stop. I'm saying I'm overwhelmed, but it's in a good way. I'm full of joy. I'm full of excitement. And I knew this was for me because even on today, I'm just as excited as I was on the day that I opened or the day that the idea dropped in my heart. I'm just as excited, like it was day one, So I love what I do. I would love to be able to do it full time. I'm not able to do that just yet. So that's really my story on how Gentle Touch got started. I do see Gentle Touch. The future of Gentle Touch is that it will grow and we will eventually be able to have things like furniture and appliances and things like that. Household goods, home decor is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, that's Gentle Touch. Yeah, that's my baby. She's my baby. So.
Well, your enthusiasm is contagious. And I would love to hear, LaTonya, how you handled 2020, because I'm sure being still a fairly new business and then having to deal with COVID was a challenge. It seemed like you really used social media to overcome those obstacles. So can you tell us a little bit about how you've managed all these challenges in the last year?
Yes, 2020 was a challenge, and it was a bit scary because I'm a part of a few consignment groups on Facebook, and I would it got to a point where I couldn't even go there to read, what people were going through, because it was getting to be depressing. I was seeing where consignment shops that had been open for years were having to close because of COVID. And so I'm just like, well, I don't think that's where Gentle Touch is gonna go. We're not closing. I don't know what I have to do, but I have to do something. And so I prayed about it. I asked the Lord, I need something. What can I do? And he gave me some ideas. One of them was to do a virtual shopping experience where I would you could make an appointment with me for $10, and we would want to be one-on-one on Zoom. You would ahead of time tell me what you're looking for, what your sizes are, shoe sizes, what colors you like, what type of material you like. And I would come in here in the boutique and pick everything in your size that I have, everything in the color that you like or the material that you like. And it would be just me and you one-on-one. And I'm like, here, I got this dress, it's a size 10, it's chiffon or, sheer or whatever. And this is how much it is. Would you like this? Yes, give me a thumbs up. No, okay, we'll put it back. And once that was done, whatever they say yes to, I would go back over it. I said, because when you're in the store, you just be in the store picking up stuff. Oh, I like this. Put that in the basket. Put that in the basket. But when it's time to go to the register, what do? You review what you put in that basket. I don't know why I picked this up. I know I can't fit that. And so you put it back. So that's what I afforded for them to do with me. Like, okay, are you sure? Because there's no stretch. I know you said you don't like for your midriff to show. There's no stretch there. Are you sure you want to get this? And, if they say no, I don't take it personal. It's their money. I want them to spend it, but it's their money. So, they would, and then, we would end it by me saying, okay, I will send you an invoice for everything that you saw here today. And they would pay me by invoice. We would schedule a time for curbside pickup, which would usually be throughout the week after like 5 p.m. And they would come, honk their horn. I had a sign, if you're here for curbside pickup, honk your horn. And I would come out, with my mask on, my gloves, because we had to wear gloves at that time, yeah. And give them their bag and tell them, have a nice day. And so that helped me a whole lot. That helped me to stay above water. And my landlord, she was very, very understanding, because she was going through COVID herself. And so so that was one of the ideas that I had where I had like a private shopping experience where for $10 you could come in and just have the boutique to yourself. It'll be me. I'm going to be away from you because we're social distancing. So you could just roam the boutique at your leisure and pick out whatever you want, pay for it, leave, just be me and you. And I would provide maybe some snacks, some, fruit, maybe some sparkling cider or something, just so it could be like a real great experience because we're going through COVID, and I knew people like, we love to shop. So people still needed that outlet. So I wanted to afford them that. I couldn't let them do things like use my fitting rooms because that was off limits, but I wanted to afford them that opportunity. So those were a couple of the things that I offered during COVID, and they really helped. They really kept me afloat. And I'm very grateful because I'm a business that gets to say, I made it through the pandemic. I'm still here. Not a lot of businesses can say that, but I can, so, and I say glory to God for that. So.
LaTonya, I love how you made it by not having business as usual. So what types of things will you keep or services will you keep that you implemented during COVID that have actually worked for you? And you said, let's just keep them even after we can come in contact and shop as normal.
Well, with the whole virtual shopping experience, that led me into, once we started being able to shop again, that kind of pushed me into doing now what I do, which is Facebook Live shows, like live sales, Facebook Live sales. And so that is definitely something that I will keep, because what Facebook Live sales have allowed for me is to be seen across the country. Like I've literally had people watching from Vegas, Ohio, New York. It's so cool. I'm like, you're where, and I'm like, wow, that is so exciting, because I still think I'm a little business lady, but, it's like I'm getting out there nationally, maybe probably internationally now. I don't know. We'll see. But that Facebook Live sales is definitely something that I'm going to keep. I was doing them quite often. I had to scale back a little bit because I was getting a little happy. But that's something that I'm definitely going to do, because I now have new customers. I have customers that are following me in all different areas of the United States. So I want to give them the opportunity to shop with me, just like our local people have here. So
LaTonya, before we move on to talk about the scholarship and the creation of that, and you and Megan delve into that a little bit, if you wouldn't mind, this is a time to plug. So how do people find you on social media, and how can they find you to shop in person?
Okay, well, I'm on Instagram at Gentle Touch Consign, and I'm trying to do better with posting my pictures. I'm on Facebook, Gentle Touch Consignment Boutique. I'm located in Radcliffe at 133 East Vine Street, Suite A. And you can't miss me. People would come by and say, I didn't know you were here. You can't miss me now, because I have these big red flags at the street that says consignment. You can't miss me now. So look for the red flags that say consignment. That's where I'm at. I am planning to have, and I should be creating this event today or tomorrow, but on May the 15th, I'm going to have a Facebook Live fill-a-bag sale. And if you're not familiar with the fill-a-bag sales, then I'll let you know. Fill-a-bag sale is where you're only buying the bag. I have 4 size bags, a $20, $10, $15, and a $5 bag. All you do is buy the bag, and you're gonna fill it up with whatever you can find that's a part of the fill-a-bag. And so for the Facebook Live, I have so much stuff. So for that Facebook Live sale, it's gonna run for about 2 hours. I'm gonna ask people to pre-register by buying their bags early, because I would like to label them with your name, so we can, once we get started, I wanna go ahead and get started, filling your bags, because really I'm just gonna be showing an item and saying, hey, this is a shirt, it's blue, size 2, do you want it? Sure, okay, I'll put it in the bag. I'll have some more technology things going on, but it's gonna be great. I'm excited about that. So I'll be putting that out on my social media outlets as well. But that's what I have coming up here soon. So
that's exciting. And as you mentioned earlier, when you transitioned your career, work clothes can be really expensive. So so happy that you have that outlet for people, and I'm looking too. So I'm going to have to buy a bag to participate in your bag sale, and we'll share that on the Boss Lady Coaching Instagram and Facebook. So Megan, with the time we have remaining, would you and LaTonya share how the scholarship came to be and how your friendship happened?
Yeah. So the scholarship is really the worst project I've ever had to work on, because I didn't want to ever have to establish a memorial scholarship in honor of somebody like Tanya, whose life was really too short, but she did so much in that short amount of time that when she passed in December, several of us, it was not just me, but the communities really rallied behind this, because she meant so much to so many people. And we wanted to continue to have future game changers in the community. And it was just amazing. We've had several donors to the fund, and then LaTonya put on this amazing, it was so much fun, this fashion show. She is such a whiz at social media. I tell you, you have to look at Gentle Touch's Facebook page, because like all the outfits are styled. I'm not good at putting outfits together. So she not just is selling clothes, but you can see how it all comes together as an outfit. And to do a fashion show in honor of Tanya and in support of the scholarship, even though I had to attend virtually and it was all on Facebook Live, wish I could have given hugs through the screen. It just, of all the virtual things, I know we all probably got worn out with Zoom and connecting through screens, but it was like the first time I felt really personal connections, because we were all thinking about somebody we loved. And Still had fun, talked about fashion and style, and but it was such a personal and intimate event, despite being people watching from all over the place. So Tanya, like, how, we didn't get to talk about this before the event, but how did that come together? You made it look really easy and like you'd done it a million times. That must have been scary to have to put something so big together.
Well, I actually had just did a fashion show for Gentle Touch in October of last year. So it was not as hard because I already had like a template. What I was most nervous about was, one, will I get ladies who don't mind being labeled plus size, or I try to call them, I call them my curvy divas, from the curvy nation. Will I get these ladies who don't mind, doing this, who, I'm not trying, I wanted to convey, I'm not trying to body shame you. I'm trying to, I'm just trying to get this money, really. And I need your help, just to be honest. But the idea came from, after Tanya had passed, I received a call from her mom, Miss Stevens, and, she knows I'm consignment. She was there kind of like from day one. So she was just like, hey, I would love for you to take her clothes and her shoes and see what you can do, And at first she was talking consignment, but I think we both were on the same page. Sometimes consignment can be a little slow. And then we were, still kind of, COVID-y at that time, And so I was like, I don't know, and then she said something, how did it come up? Like, I'm in Tanya's apartment with Miss Stevens and a few others, and the idea is just coming, and I'm like, I can have a fashion show. That's how we'll do it, and we'll do an auction. It just came. But then when I got home, I was like, oh my God, what did I do? And I even told a good friend, because I received a call, because Tanya knew so many people, and to me, her her level of where she was at, like, I felt like I'm not there. So who am I going to encounter when I do this? Will I be ready? Will I know what to say? I don't know. So I have to admit that there was a little bit of intimidation that came with it. And I remember telling my friend, this is so much bigger than me. I don't know if I can do this, because I knew, it was just like, she was a big, big deal, and not in a heady type of way either. But, I really had to do a lot of praying, like, Lord, help me. I know, if it wasn't for me to do, I would not have been the one chosen. I would not have been asked. So I need for you to help me to make this happen and make it great. And so, yeah, because I had said fashion show, and then I took it back. I'm not doing no fashion show. I can't do it. I can't. But then I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'll do it. And it turned out to be so I want to scream. It was so good. Those ladies, they did such an amazing job. And everybody that just came together, it was just so amazing. It was so amazing. And I just really, really, really wish that Tanya could have seen it. I really do, because, and I think I said it during the fashion show. I'm trying not to cry. During the fashion show, when I first opened up, like within a month or so, it was Tanya's idea for me to have a fashion show. And for some reason, that thought was just too big for me at that time. And I was just like, wow, now we're having one in her honor, on her behalf, and she's not even here to see it. But I know that she would have been so, 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 so pleased. And I'm so grateful to everyone that participated. Megan, even though you weren't here, I was just like, Megan's on the line. Oh, I don't have to answer any questions. Thank God. Every time. I mean, you were chiming in with the, I was like, her fingers are probably like this, And so I was like, oh yes, Megan's there. Cause, I was just like, I'm gonna try to sit back and not say anything, but I was still commenting or whatever. But I'm just I thank you for that. I don't think I ever told you that. That meant so much to me that you were just even on, to answer the questions and to tell people where to go to make their donations and everything. It was just a great event, and I'm just honored that I was able to, the one to, be able to do it. There was a benefit for me too. So, in the end, but at the end of the day, I knew it was all about, doing this for her and making her dream come true. And,
Thank you for sharing that, LaTonya. And it just goes to show Tanya's legacy too, because she had us working even
So I love how she's still getting us to push ourselves outside of our comfort zones.
Yes, absolutely, and expecting more out of us for sure. So, which is a big part of who she was. So, Megan, would you wrap up by sharing with everyone how they can contribute or apply for Tanya Seabrooks Scholarship Fund?
Sure. We are, the application process for this academic year has already wrapped up. We're excited to make an award soon, but folks can continue to support the fund anytime. If you want to even just message our Boss Lady coaching page, I can talk you through what that could look like. But we have donations of all amounts. I think that's what's the beautiful thing about scholarships is sometimes people think, oh, I have to fully fund a $500 or $1,000 award. And you can, that's an option, but it also works for people to give what they can. And when we put all of that together, it really adds up. And with the case of Tanya's award, we raised over $3,000 through the fashion show and other folks that love Tanya. So we're going to keep helping students and keep encouraging people in her name. But it's just really, I agree, LaTonya, that, sometimes there is just God's thumbprints all over things and people that he wanted to connect or that, I wish our paths had crossed under different circumstances, but it just definitely seemed like, the universe wanted us to connect somehow. And hearing your story, it really does reinforce getting to hear how the challenges you had to overcome and how you pushed yourself out of your comfort zone and continue to do that. It's just inspiring to me. So thank you for being willing to let us be a part of your journey. And the best is still to come for you, I know.
I actually have that sign in this boutique. The best is yet to come.